Jill often dabbles in cutting-edge new techniques for healing our pets, and then we also touch on topics that are, I was not aware of. Dr. Jill, thyroid issues is the focus today. Dogs and cats, how common is this?
Paul, it's very common. A lot of people don't realize that thyroid disease can affect dogs and cats, and the older they get, the more prone they are to actually having some of the symptoms or even having thyroid disease.
Can you help me out? What does my thyroid gland do for me and my pet, and how do I know when things are going wrong?
Well, your thyroid's a really important gland in your system. It's really responsible for your basal metabolic rate. It's basically what keeps your hair growing, your heart ticking, your attitude. It's your energy level, basically. And a lot of times when animals get lethargic, or especially in dogs, some of them even become aggressive. A lot of people don't realize that. They'll have a pet. As it gets older, all of a sudden it's not recognizing family members, it gets aggressive, it gets moody, it pants a lot, it gets overweight, they get skin problems, ear problems. It really affects a lot of different systems, and people don't realize how important it is.
So, Dr. Jill, if it has all of these symptoms and people aren't realizing that this is happening, how easy is the test to detect, yeah, I do actually have a dog with thyroid disease?
Well, usually the veterinarian likes to do blood work on your pet to make sure, and there are many different tests to check for thyroid disease. I urge people to go online and read about it, because a lot of veterinarians just do one test and then they put the dog on thyroid medications, for example, or the cat. Cats actually get hyperthyroid, Bethany. Dogs get hypothyroid, totally opposite. So with the dogs, they get big and fat, and the cats get real skinny, they get very vocal, they kind of are amped all the time. And so those are some really common symptoms that happen with dogs and cats.
Now, yeah, and you sent us some additional reading information, which was interesting. I appreciate that. What do we do, assuming we have a dog or cat that might have this problem? Is there some hopefully not too expensive remedy?
Well, it does require blood work. I urge people again to go on to hemopet.org, because that website has a really amazing way of explaining the blood tests that are proper to diagnose thyroid disease. But just so you know, Paul, of course you know I love all the alternative medications. There are some Chinese herbals, there are glandulars as well, and the good old synthroids or siloxanes. Those are the medications that we treat in the Western world, but your veterinarian has to prescribe those. Also, diet, environment can play a huge role in it. So you want to make sure to have the proper blood test, not just diagnosing off of one test. A lot of times there's multiple tests, because the thyroid is such a complex organ. We need to check all the parameters, not just one.
You bet, and check with your veterinarian before you start giving anything to your pet, and Dr. Jill might be the one to talk to. Thank you, Jill. It's always nice to talk to you. If you'd like to schedule an appointment with our favorite vet there, check out her website, Dr. Jill. It's drjyl.com. Or give her a call. The number's there on your screen, 916-989-0738. All right.